Stephen Kevin Bannon is an American media executive, political strategist, and former investment banker, who served as the White House's chief strategist in the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump during the first 7 months of Trump's term. He is a former executive chairman of Breitbart News, and previously served on the board of the now-defunct data analytics firm Cambridge Analytica. Bannon was an officer in the United States Navy for 7 years in the late 1970s and early 1980s. After his military service, he worked for 2 years at Goldman Sachs as an investment banker. In 1993, he became acting director of the research project Biosphere 2. He became an executive producer in Hollywood, and produced 18 films between 1991 and 2016. In 2007, he co-founded Breitbart News, a far-right website which he described in 2016 as the platform for the alt-right. In 2016, Bannon became the chief executive officer of Trump's 2016 presidential campaign and was appointed chief strategist and senior counselor to the president following Trump's election. He left the position 8 months later and rejoined Breitbart. In January 2018, Bannon was disavowed by Trump for critical comments reported in the book Fire and Fury, and left Breitbart. After leaving the White House, Bannon opposed the Republican Party establishment and supported insurgent candidates in Republican primary elections. Bannon's reputation as a political strategist was questioned when former Alabama State Supreme Court Chief Justice Roy Moore, despite Bannon's support, lost the 2017 United States Senate election in Alabama to Democrat Doug Jones. Bannon had declared his intention to become the infrastructure globally for the global populist movement. Accordingly, he has supported many national populist conservative political movements around the world, including creating a network of far-right groups in Europe. In August 2020, Bannon, while aboard the Chinese billionaire's yacht in Long Island Sound off the coast of Connecticut, was arrested. He and 3 others were charged with conspiracy to commit mail fraud and money laundering in connection with the We Build the Wall campaign. The defendants allegedly enriched themselves, despite promising that all contributions would go to building a border wall with Mexico. The project's efficacy had been extensively questioned in a Phoenix New Times article by Bo Hody. In early 2019, Bannon pleaded not guilty, but he was pardoned by Trump on January 20, 2021, 8 hours before he left the presidency. In November 2020, Bannon's Twitter account was permanently suspended after he suggested that Center for Disease Control Director, Dr. Anthony Fauci and Federal Bureau of Investigation Director Christopher Wray should be beheaded. Stephen Kevin Bannon was born November 27, 1953 in Norfolk, Virginia, to Doris, a homemaker, and Martin J. Bannon Jr., who worked as an AT&T telephone lineman and as a middle manager. He grew up in a working-class family which was pro-Kennedy and pro-Union Democrat. He is of Irish, and some German, descent. Much of his mother's side of the family settled in the Baltimore area, a hotspot for German arrivals to America throughout the 19th century. Bannon graduated from Benedictine College Preparatory, a private, Catholic, military high school in Richmond, Virginia, in 1971. And then attended Virginia Tech, where he served as the president of the Student Government Association. During the summers he worked at a local junkyard. He graduated from Virginia Tech College of Architecture and Urban Studies in 1976, with a bachelor's degree in urban planning. While serving in the Navy, he earned a master's degree in National Security Studies in 1983 from Georgetown University School of Foreign Service. In 1985, Bannon earned a Master of Business Administration degree with honors from Harvard Business School. Bannon was an officer in the United States Navy for 7 years in the late 1970s and early 1980s. He served on the destroyer USS Paul F. Foster as a surface warfare officer in the Pacific Fleet, and afterwards stateside as a special assistant to the Chief of Naval Operations at the Pentagon. Bannon's job at the Pentagon was, among other things, handling messages between senior officers and writing reports about the state of the Navy fleet worldwide. While at the Pentagon, Bannon attended Georgetown University at night and obtained his master's degree in national security studies. In 1980, Bannon was deployed to the Persian Gulf to assist with Operation Eagle Claw during the Iran hostage crisis. The mission's failure marked a turning point in his political worldview from largely apolitical to strongly Reaganite, which was further reinforced by the September 11 attacks. Bannon has stated, "I wasn't political until I got into the service and saw how badly Jimmy Carter fucked things up. I became a huge Reagan admirer. Still am. But what turned me against the whole establishment